Hello everybody and welcome to today's video where we are going to be checking out some of the new details that Epic Games dropped about Save the World. Yes, you heard correctly, they're not doing something for, well they are, but this time it's only for Save the World and it is quite big. They're revamping the entire menus to look completely different and they're adding new characters and stuff like that. So we are going to be checking that out in today's video here. All of this is coming in update 6.30. By the way, I'm not quite sure when that drops, but that is when this all these changes that we're going to see today, that's when all of this is going to drop. So yeah, as you can see from this first picture, you can already tell that it looks way different. They've changed quite a lot. They've said that the new commands tab acts as an overview of your account progress and prominently features your current hero. So whatever hero you got in your primary slot, whether it be Love Ranger or Raven or Master Grenadier, that's basically what's going to be up on the screen like you can see here. And this screen acts as a hub and provides a variety of options that become available as you progress through the campaign, offering quick access to change your hero, view your stats, and manage all the heroes and survivors that make you more powerful. They've also changed it so that home-based power is now simply called power, and a variety of rewards are given when you level up, including fort stats, as well as schematics and resources. XP boosts information is also visible on the screen. So you can see that they got the power level, or now as it's called power, in the top left, and they got it in the next to the character on the right side as well. On the bottom left you just got the level that you are, along with the XP boost that you got and how many XP boosts you have. I just like the design of this in general. It looks much more welcoming and it just looks much more cool. You got like the heroes, the survivors. It tells you, like, it even got the little exclamation mark on the side of the writing just to let you know that there's something new there. It just looks much well done, much better done, and it just overall looks way better. Also, the fact that home base power level is now just called power, and then you got level 95 also at the top. I'm wondering how many people will get confused by that, but I guess I think people get used to that pretty quickly actually. I don't think it'll be too much of a problem. So here on this screenshot we can all see that there is a new character there. Now the way that you get this new character, well, first of all, his name is the Major. That's just the name he goes by, and the way you unlock him is by just progressing through the campaign. So once you get to a certain point in the campaign, you'll unlock him, and then once you've unlocked him, he'll be in what's called the training room, and the Major unlocks your ability to level up and just manage your heroes, and gives you access to your defenders, expeditions, and changing your hero loadout and things like that. So they've said that we'll get more details on that in the future, and this screenshot also looks very good. It looks polished. It looks like they spent time on it and they made it look very nice, and that character does look cool as well, so I can't wait to unlock him. This is basically going to be like where you change out what heroes in your primary slot, your support slot, your tactical slot, and just that sort of thing. Of course you can see expeditions is similar to what we already have, but it's just sort of organized differently, I guess. But yeah, this definitely does look cool as well. So here we also have a new character, and this new character's name is called the Director, and they've said that you unlock him at some point in Stonewood, or towards the end of Stonewood, I'm guessing. And he's basically managing your survivors and your survivor squads and all of that sort of stuff. They're also adding a feature which is actually going to be really useful to newer players, and that feature is called autofill, where if you just turn that on, I think it's on by default, and what it does is it just automatically fills up all of your squads to try and get the best matches, and to basically increase your level to the max it possibly can until you get new survivors and that sort of thing. So it basically does it for you, but you don't have to have it on. You can turn it off and do it manually. But for new players, I think this is going to be very good, because a lot of players are just confused by how to do the survivor squads, and end up just being at a low power level for such a long time because of that. So this is definitely going to help out newer players that aren't familiar with survivor squads and how to manage that. It's just going to do it for them basically, which is good. and it does look cool as well. Again, it's just another character design that looks cool. The menus in general all have just looked amazing so far, so that's great. For this screenshot, we can see they've, again, obviously it looks very good. They've also added a little preview screen, so before you buy a gadget or something, you can see like a little preview of it, which is really nice. They did have that in the skill tree, but it definitely does look better here. But yeah, this upgrade screen is where you just upgrade your gadgets and you increase your backpack spice and you upgrade the strength of your pickaxe, that sort of thing. And it is managed by a robot helper called Kevin, who's, I'm assuming, obviously one of the characters that helps Ray and helps the home base and that sort of thing. And it basically is just a much nicer and cooler looking screen of how to upgrade your gadgets and backpack space, all of that sort of stuff. And you can see there's a lot of room left for, hopefully, in the future where they add more gadgets and more stuff like that. So this definitely does look more welcoming to new players. Here we have one of the big characters from Save the World. If you've done a ton of Ride the Lightning missions like I have, then you know his name as Lars. As you can see on the screen, I'm sure he's basically like the guy that does all the sort of sciencey stuff in Save the World, and he's going to be the main character that is on the research screen when you go over to that tab. And he's basically going to allow you to spend your research points, which you acquire over time, and that those research points that you acquire over time will allow you to increase your fortitude, which increases your health, your offense, which increases your ranged and melee weapon damage, your resistance, which increases your shield, that amount of shield that your primary hero has, and your tech, which increases the trap damage and ability damage that your hero does. So obviously this is going to replace the skill tree. They're taking that away, or the research tree, sorry. So the research points are going to be used over here on the screen, as you can see, like this, and they're taking away the skill trees and the research trees. In this screenshot, we are looking at the armory screen, basically where you can access your schematics, your backpack, your storage, your collection book, your transform keys, and your resources that you have. And for this menu, this screen tab, they're also adding a new character, and that new character's name is Clip, and she's basically going to be your weaponsmith. So the way you unlock her is just by progressing through the campaign again, and you'll get her at some stage. And one of the things I really like about this screen that they did is the weapons that you see behind her is going to be different for everyone, so they're all going to be unique. So whatever weapons you have that are the most powerful in your inventory is what's going to be behind her. And I think that's really cool, because that's just going to look unique and make everyone's look different and much more interesting. New player experience. So in this screenshot, they're basically just telling us that they've simplified it and just made the game much more welcoming to newer players and much easier to navigate the menus. So if you are a new player, before it was like confusing if you was a new player. There's so many tabs, so many things, and they gave you very little like explanations of, oh, this is how you use this, this is how you use this. But now it's the opposite. Now they're going to teach players how to use certain things in the menu as you unlock it, and everything in general just looks nicer, and they've explained it much better. Here they just basically talk about that they got rid of the skill tree and the research trees just to simply make it feel more welcoming to newer players, because those skill trees and those research trees, they just looked very boring and they put you off because you had to just grind, and it's not fun, especially when most of the stuff, or like 50% of the stuff in those trees, you didn't even want. So they said they're taking that out and just sort of putting it in other places, like we saw in the earlier screenshot where you could spend your research points. They're just improving the overall sort of functionality of it. And they're also going to be adding something where, not in the 6.30 update, which is when this is coming, they're adding something in the update after that where they're going to be checking all of the times you have leveled up. Even if you hit max level, which I believe is level 310, they're still going to be tracking your level ups as if you were still leveling up, even though you've already hit the max. And what they're going to be doing is, every time you level up, they're going to be giving you some rewards for it. So yeah, that's not coming in the 6.3 update, but it will be out at some point after that. And also they said that these changes, when they do go live, they will affect your account. Hopefully, if you're like a player like me where you've played for quite some time, this should help you more than sort of take stuff away. Like everything you've built up, everything you've saved up, it should still be there, so that shouldn't be a problem. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy the video, please hit that like button. Let me know what you guys think of these screenshots and this huge revamp coming by Epic Games to save the world soon. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below, and I'll catch you guys next time.